All right, you guys, for concept development today, we are going to be using tap blocks, okay, and make sure that your tap blocks is cleared. There's probably a faster way to clear this, but that's okay. So make sure your tap blocks is cleared. We are also going to be using this here lesson 3 template, okay? We are going to be toggling back and forth between the lesson 3 template and tap blocks, okay? So if you do not have the lesson 3 template or tap blocks, what I want you to do is I want you to follow along with me on the videos just to make sure that you can grasp the concept. If you have centimeter cubes at home, you can use those. If you have any other cubes at home, you can also use those. But you will be needing at least 27 of them, okay? So we are going to start. So what lesson 3 is all about is composing and decomposing right rectangular prisms using layers or stories, like we were just talking about, like the story of the building. So to begin, you're going to need your tap blocks open like I have it open. And what I want you to do is I want you to build this, okay? I want you to build 2 layers with 2 cubes each. So 2 layers, there's 2 layers and 2 cubes for each layer. Go ahead and do this on your tap blocks. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and I'm going to make it, there we go. Okay, we are going to add layers horizontally, okay? So I'll show you what that's going to look like. So right now, what is the volume of this rectangular prism? Great, it's 4 cubic centimeters. Nice job. So what we're going to do is add those layers horizontally. So let's add one more layer next to the first one. I'm going to use teal. So next to this first one, we're going to add another layer. Okay, so there's a whole nother layer that was just added next to that pink layer. Okay? All right. So now, what's the volume of this shape? What is the volume of this cube, I should say? Nice job. Okay, the volume of this cube is 8 cubic centimeters. Don't forget that cubic centimeters. So now we have 2 layers, right? Or 2 stories. Make sure these are going that horizontal way. Okay, so we have 2 stories. You are going to add 3 more layers next to these first 2. So go ahead. What I want you to do is I want you to add 3 more layers, and each layer I want you to add to be a different color. Okay, so the next layer, let's use yellow. So the next layer is going to be next to these 2, and it is yellow. Okay, and that's 1 more layer. We have to add another layer, so I'm going to do green. That's 2 layers. And then my third layer, let's do orange. Okay, so now I have a long rectangular prism, okay, that has how many layers altogether? 5 layers altogether. So what is the volume now? When we started with over here, the pink and the blue, remember our volume was 8 cubic centimeters. But when you add 3 more layers, what is the volume now? Yes, great, 20 cubic centimeters. How did you figure that out? Some of you might have started with 8 and then added 12 more. So added 4 more for yellow, 4 for green and 4 for orange, which is 12 more, and we know that 8 plus 12 is 20. Okay, some of you might have seen 5 along the bottom, and knowing that there's 2 layers going back, so that makes 10, and then 2 layers going up, which makes 20. So there's different ways to figure out the volume. So what we're going to do is we're going to go now to our template. Here's our template. Okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to draw what we just did, the layers that we made on this recording sheet. So here on our recording sheet is our rectangular prism, and we had on our recording sheet, we had, oh, let me turn my pen on, I'm sorry. Okay, 5 layers, right? So that means we need 4 lines. 1, 2, whoops. Oh, I gotta get used to this pen, you guys. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's our 5 layers, and each layer, do you remember? Each layer had how many cubes? 4. Good job. Each layer had 4 cubes. So this, okay, looks just like what we did here in tap, tap blocks. Right? There's our rectangular prism. Okay, we have 1, 2, whoops. We have 5 layers, and each layer has those 4 blocks. So going back here, 5, oh, I'm sorry. Going back here, we have 4 centimeters cubed plus 4 centimeters cubed plus 4 centimeters cubed plus 4 centimeters cubed plus 4 centimeters cubed, which gives us 20 centimeters cubed. We also have 5 times 5 layers times 4 centimeters cubed, or 4 cubic centimeters, which gives us 20 cubic centimeters. Okay? So we're going to go up here to our page number 1, and we're going to fill in our chart here. We have 5 layers, 4 cubes in each layer. That gives us a volume of 20 cubic centimeters. Let's try another one. Go back to your template, and the same prism that we have, this prism, okay? But what if we cut it along this middle line horizontally? The middle line horizontally. Let's draw what that would look like here. So if we took the same prism and we cut it horizontally like this, what would our expression be? It would not be 5 layers times 4 centimeters cubed, right? What would it be? Remember that each layer, now we only have 2 layers, okay? And each layer, okay, has 2 depth. Whoops. I want to, let me fix fix this line here. There we go. Okay, so remember that each layer is made up of 2 rows of 5. So this layer, just the top layer, has how many, or what is the volume of just that top layer? 10, right? There are 10 cubes in that top layer. So that means there are 10 cubes as well in the bottom layer. So your number sentence would be 2 layers times, good, 10 cubic centimeters, which gives you 20 cubic centimeters. The exact same. Okay? Nice job. Way to go. Okay? Another way to do this, right? Another way to cut this is or not to cut it, just think about turning this cube. Turning it. Okay? Now, I am going to turn it and cut it down this, you see that line here at the top? Well, it's hard to see that way. Okay, but at the very top, I'm going to cut it that way. We're going to draw that here. So that would look like this. There we go. Okay. And then down the side. Okay. If we cut it like this, what is our number sentence? Yeah, it's the same. 2 layers, there's still 2 layers times 10 centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters. Okay, it's the same. All we did was take this one here and we just kind of flipped it on the side, right? All right. So we're going to move on and we are going to fill in, we're going to fill in our chart. So think about the one that we just did, okay? Number of layers, we had 2 layers, and there were 10 cubes in each layer, and that gave us 20 centimeters cubed, or 20 cubic centimeters. Let's do another one. So now what I want you to do is with your tap blocks, I want you to get a new all blank screen, and I want you to make a 3 by 3 cube. Okay, 3 by 3 cube. So that's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 by 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is a 3 by 3. Okay, what is the volume of this 3 by 3? Good, nice job. 9 cubic centimeters. Okay, 9 cubic centimeters. So let's add another layer of cubes on top of this to completely cover it. We're going to do it in blue. 3 by 3. Now, what is our total volume of this shape? Good, 18 cubic centimeters. Don't forget that cubic centimeters, okay? Because now we have 2 groups or 2 layers with 9 cubes each. So that gives us 18 cubic centimeters. Now let's add another layer. Okay, adding this layer, what is our volume now? You guys are on a roll. 27 cubic centimeters. Nice job. Okay, 27 cubic centimeters because we have 3 layers of 9 cubes each. 3 layers of 9 cubes each, which gives us 27. 27. So what shape is this? yeah, this rectangular prism is a cube. Nice job. It looks like a Rubik's Cube, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to record this on our recording sheet to show the 3 ways of layering using the same system that we just did with our 2 by 2 by 5. So we just did a 2 by 2 by 5. Okay? Now we're going to do our cube. Okay, now we're going to do our cube. So, our cube is in layers, three layers, okay, with 9 cubes in each layer. So we have 3 layers times 9 cubic centimeters, which gives us 27 cubic centimeters. Okay, we also have whoops. If we turn it this way, it is the same, right? We have 9 in each layer. So 3 layers times 9 centimeters cubed equals 27 centimeters cubed. And then obviously we can still cut it this way. So this is just the different ways oops, a little crooked. The different ways of cutting this cube. Whoops. Still don't like that one. I'm going to get better at this, you guys, I promise. The more we use it, the more I'll get better at it. We can cut it that way, and each layer is 9. So it is the same as 3 layers times 9 centimeters cubed, which equals 27 centimeters cubed, okay? So no matter which way we cut it there, each layer had 9 cubic centimeters, 9 cubic units, right? So we're gonna keep going and we're gonna record that. So we have 3 layers, 9 cubes in each layer, which gives us 27 centimeters cubed. Are you seeing a pattern here in this table? All right, the last one that we're going to do is we are going to work with a rectangular prism that is a 3 by 4 by 5. Okay, a 3 okay, 3 by 4 3 by 4, okay, by 5 height. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we have to fill in the blocks, but we, for the most part, we have our prism. So now we got to fill in our blocks. So we have 3 by 4 by 5. So let's fill in these blocks. 4 deep. And then now each one of these has to go up 5. And one more. Okay, so a 3 by 4 by 5. Making sure that it's standing up. So it's got 3 width, the depth is 4, and the height is 5. So if you think about this in layers, okay, here's our layers. Each layer here, what is the volume of each layer? 3 by 4. Okay, each layer is 3 by 4, which is how many cubic units? 12, right? 3 times 4 is 12. Good. So how many layers now of this 12 do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this view is how many blocks in each layer, and then if we turn it, that tells us how many layers. So we are going to draw this on our chart here down at the bottom. Ooh. Okay, so let's go to the bottom. There's our prism. Okay, we have 5 layers. So we need 4 lines for our 5 layers. Okay, they're not going to be perfect. That wasn't very good. I'll get better, everybody. I got a new stylus pen I'm working with. So each layer has 12 cubic centimeters. So what is our expression? We have 5 layers times 12 cubic centimeters, and that gives us 60 cubic centimeters for our total volume. Our total volume would be 60 cubic centimeters. So if we go to our chart, whoops, no, there it is. Let's go to our chart. Okay, we have 5 layers, 12 cubes in each layer, and that gives us 60 centimeters cubed or cubic centimeters. Okay, another way, okay, to show this exact same prism, okay, the same prism here, how can we cut this another way? Think about it. Oh, look at here. Think about that. What do you think? Look at here. This is 5 times 3, right? So this would give me 5 times 3. And how many layers? 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4 layers. So 5 times 3, 4 layers. So let's do that on our chart. So 4 layers. So this time we would have 4 layers. Whoops. Okay, and each layer has how many cubic centimeters? 15. Good. So for this one, it's 15 per layer. So we would have 4 layers times 15 centimeters cubed, which still gives us that volume of 60 centimeters cubed. So our last step for today is to fill in our chart, 4 layers, 15 cubes in each layer, which still gives us 60 centimeters cubed. This is it for today, everybody. Thank you for following along, and I hope this helps you with your exit ticket and if you do your problem set in your homework.